Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to a strange place.
Ooh,
Hopefully, a strangely insightful place.
okay.
We're diving into a single chapter from a book called Hypersphere, Chapter 10,
Oh,
to be exact.
yeah?
Plus some other uh, fragments that we found that seem to connect in intriguing ways.
Okay.
So you ready to unravel the Hypersphere?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Okay, great.
Chapter 10 kind of plunges us right into this world that blends the mundane with the fantastical,
Yeah, it starts with this young woman named Emma,
right?
and she's entangled with this powerful, much older man.
Yeah,
The chapter's opening lines are so vivid, they're almost unsettling.
yeah.
What stood out to you?
Well, the power dynamics are immediately apparent right from the beginning.
Yeah.
The author uses the description of this Moroccan rug. It's exorbitantly priced,
Right.
and it's just casually dropped in the middle of this intimate moment
Yeah.
to highlight this man's wealth and dominance.
Yeah.
You get the sense that Emma's uneasy. She's struggling to reconcile her attraction to him with all these kind of unsettling aspects of their relationship.
Yeah, the way he boasts about owning a tower while,
Right.
doing certain things, it's just so jarring.
It is.
And then there's Emma's fear of pregnancy, and then his chilling words about no birth certificate.
Yeah.
It creates this atmosphere of tension, even this potential for violence.
Definitely. I think the author doesn't shy away from the darker aspects of their connection at all.
Not at all.
And that unsettling tone kind of lingers as we move into this seemingly unrelated detail, which is Emma's memory
Right.
of this boy from her past, the pubescent king.
Yeah, it's a brief flashback,
Yeah.
but it raises so many questions.
So many questions.
Did Emma somehow influence this boy's life?
Right.
Could her power, whatever that may be connected to this hypersphere the book is all about?
It's fascinating, isn't it? It makes
Yeah.
you think, is it possible?
Yeah.
And I think it's meant to make us question the nature of influence and the unintended consequences of our actions.
Absolutely. And then the chapter ends with this stark realization from Emma. She just says, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I think we've all had those moments, right?
Absolutely.
When we question our choices, the path we're on.
It's a universal human experience, I think. That feeling of being lost, of questioning our place in the grand scheme of things.
Totally. And speaking of grand schemes,
Yeah,
chapter 10.5 throws us a real curveball.
it does.
We are suddenly in the world of ants
Ants.
as cosmic maintainers, keeping the fabric of reality from unraveling.
That's right.
It's a little bit of a leap, isn't it? What's the significance behind this shift?
I think it's brilliant. I
Yeah.
think it highlights the contrast between Emma's very human, very personal struggle
Yeah.
and the cosmic scale of the hypersphere.
Yeah.
These ants aren't just insects. They're guardians of existence.
Mm.
They're constantly repairing these tiers in reality, defending against these forces that could destroy reality itself.
So they're more than just like cosmic janitors then.
I think so.
There's a deeper meaning here.
Definitely. I think the ants represent these forces of order,
Sure.
the tireless workers that maintain that delicate balance of the universe.
Right.
And then there's Leopold.
Oh, yeah, Leopold.
He's a rogue ant who yearns to create rather than to simply maintain.
So he's like a real disruptor,
Yeah.
a rebel in the ant world.
Totally. He represents that spark of creativity,
Yeah.
that desire to kind of shape reality according to one's own vision.
Right.
But the chapter also shows the consequences of unchecked ambition.
Uh-oh.
Leopold's world, his creation gets literally snipped away by the Guardians.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So there's a price to pay for tampering with the fabric of reality, even with good intentions.
It seems so.
Yeah, the text describes them as being conspiratorial like mice.
Right.
And they talk about how mice are known for messing with reality so much
Right.
that it looks like Swiss cheese
To these n-dimensional beings.
to these n-dimensional beings.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got Emma wrestling with her own choices.
Yeah.
We've got these ants, these guardians of
Right.
reality.
Yeah.
How do these seemingly disparate threads connect?
It's a great question.
It's like the author is weaving together these different levels of existence, the
Mhm.
personal and the cosmic.
I think you're right, and I think the next section of the chapter, Hypertime Fragments,
Ooh, hypertime fragments.
gives us some clues. It's here that we get these glimpses into other rooms of the hypersphere, other realities, other possibilities.
So the hypersphere is like some kind of cosmic hotel
Yes,
with infinite rooms.
that's a great analogy.
Okay.
And these hypertime fragments are like postcards from these other rooms,
Okay.
offering these tantalizing glimpses into worlds that are both familiar and utterly strange.
Like Chuck Palahniuk trapped in a blue room talking to himself.
Yes.
Or dead intellectuals like Noam Chomsky debating the afterlife.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, these snippets are so bizarre and intriguing. What are they trying to tell us?
I think they're meant to show us that the hypersphere is vast and unpredictable. It's a place where logic and reason don't always apply, where the boundaries of reality are constantly shifting.
And then there's this mention of the 10th room,
Right.
this place that's shrouded in mystery. It's described as dangerous, maybe even forbidden.
Yeah.
What's the significance of this 10th room?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think it represents the ultimate mystery.
Yeah.
This forbidden knowledge that could unravel everything.
All right, so we've got Emma, we've got these
Ants?
these strange fragments, and now a missing scientist who may have stumbled upon something dangerous.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. What does it all mean?
Well, that's the beauty of Hypersphere.
Yeah.
It throws us into this world of mystery and an intrigue, forcing us to question everything we thought we knew about reality.
And I think we're just getting started.
I think so, too.
Buckle up, everybody. So we were just talking about hypervision and Dr. Fanshin
Yeah.
and his mysterious disappearance.
Right.
And we also had this Detective Jones on the scene,
Yeah.
trying to piece together what happened.
Right. Detective Jones's investigation adds another layer to this puzzle.
Yeah.
We learn that Fanshin was obsessed with this 10th room.
Right, the one we were talking about.
Yeah, the one we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
And his lab is filled with these cryptic notes, these diagrams,
Right.
all pointing to this dangerous, forbidden place.
And there's this giant painting of the Pure King
Yeah.
in his lab.
Right.
Like this king just keeps popping up everywhere.
He does, doesn't he?
First in Emma's flashback.
Right.
And now here.
Well, remember when Emma was wondering if she had something to do with the pubescent king's disappearance?
Uh-huh.
It makes you wonder if the Puerile King and the pubescent king are somehow connected.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
they're different aspects of the same being, or maybe the Puerile King is what the pubescent king becomes.
Oh, wow.
We don't...
Yeah.
The book doesn't give us explicit answers,
Right.
but it wants us to connect the dots, to speculate about who this king is and what his role is in all of this.
It's almost like the author is inviting us to play detective along with Jones.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember those cryptic clues and ciphers the detective finds?
Absolutely, like the stock market chart.
Yeah.
The text tells us to look up GOG or MSFT over the last week and tilt our heads.
What?
Yeah, and it should look like something significant.
Wow.
So it's like this metafictional element that pulls us into the mystery even more.
It's like the book is a game.
It is. It's a puzzle that we have to solve.
Yeah, but the pieces are so strange.
Yeah,
So unpredictable.
that's Hypersphere for you.
Speaking of strange and unpredictable, let's talk about Alias.
Oh, yes, Alias.
He's introduced in a completely different section of the chapter, this world called Wajambali.
Yeah.
And this is where things get really weird,
Really weird.
even for Hypersphere.
Yeah.
We're talking about swing force, Trump-branded dick sleeves, and a society obsessed with hip gyrations
That whole section was wild.
as a source of divine power.
Wild.
It's almost satirical the way the author describes this world
Right.
and its bizarre beliefs.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a deeper meaning here.
Me too.
Yeah.
What's your take on Alias and this whole swing force thing?
I think it's a commentary on belief and power.
Okay.
Alias is portrayed as this reluctant hero,
Okay.
almost like a messenger from God
Uh-huh.
who's uncomfortable with the adulation and the expectations.
Right.
He sees how limited the belief system is, how absurd it is to worship someone like him.
Yeah.
He even seems to understand the hypersphere. You know, he mentions the 10 rooms and how everything's interconnected,
Right.
but he's hesitant to use his powers to interfere.
It makes you wonder, what are the dangers of unchecked power?
Hmm.
Even power derived from something as ridiculous as swing force.
Yeah, like what if he's seen the consequences of messing with the hypersphere?
Exactly. And it connects back to that theme of unintended consequences that we saw with Leopold and the ants.
Exactly.
Perhaps Alias represents a different path,
Maybe.
a more cautious approach to navigating the complexities of the hypersphere.
That's a great point.
Okay, so we've got Emma, we've got the ants,
Right.
Detective Jones, Alias, and his swing force.
Right.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is.
But there's one more character we need to discuss.
Okay.
Ben Oliflakes.
Ah, yes, Ben, another fascinating character.
Yeah.
He adds a psychological element to all of this.
Yeah, his story feels very different from the others.
It does.
It's more internal, more focused on dreams and symbolism.
I agree, but I think it's just as important.
Okay.
His journey reminds us that the hypersphere isn't just a physical place.
Right.
It's mental and spiritual as well.
Uh-huh.
It exists within us in our dreams, our desires, our fears.
And those Black Oyster Cult postcards that he keeps getting.
Yeah.
So cryptic.
Yeah, they mentioned the Purell King pine cone.
Yeah. What do you make of them?
I think they're clues.
Okay.
Breadcrumbs leading Ben to the hypersphere.
So he's like Fanshin,
It seems like he's trying to find a way in.
but through a different means?
Yeah, me.
So we have all these characters, all these seemingly unrelated storylines,
Right.
and they're all converging around this idea of the hypersphere.
That's right. Chapter 10 is all about connections.
Yeah.
How these seemingly disparate elements are woven together.
But what's the point of all these connections?
That's the question, isn't it?
What is the author trying to say?
Yeah. Are we just supposed to be impressed by all this weirdness?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's a deeper message about the nature of reality.
Okay.
The interconnectedness of all things.
We're going to need to dive into that a little deeper, I think.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so we spent the last part talking about how these separate storylines,
Right.
Emma the Ant, Detective Jones Alias,
Yeah.
Ben Olive Flakes,
It's a lot.
they all connect to this central idea of the hypersphere.
Yeah.
What does it all mean?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
I think the author is using this web of characters and storylines to explore some really big questions
Okay.
about the nature of reality itself.
Okay.
We've got all these different levels of existence kind of colliding.
Yeah.
We have the personal struggles of Emma, the cosmic responsibility of these ants,
Uh-huh.
the scientific ambition of Dr. Fanshin,
Right.
and the spiritual seeking of Ben.
Yeah. And then there's the Puerile King,
Oh, yeah.
this mysterious figure lurking in the shadows.
Right.
He seems connected to Emma's past
Yeah.
and the mysteries of the hypersphere.
Right. It's almost like he represents some kind of hidden force.
Yeah.
This overarching power
Yeah.
that influences everything.
But we do see attempts to control the hypersphere, right?
You.
Leopold tries to create his own worlds.
Yeah.
Dr. Fanshin tries to access the 10th room.
Right.
It seems like there's this tension
Definitely.
between those who maintain the existing order, like the ants, and those who want to disrupt it.
Yeah. To shape it to their own desires.
Exactly.
And that tension is at the heart of how the chapter explores power.
Okay.
We see how even the best intentions, like Leopold's,
Yeah.
can lead to devastating consequences.
Right. And then we're left to wonder what drove Dr. Fanshin to suicide.
Exactly did he stumble upon something too dangerous?
Right.
Too destabilizing?
It's interesting, though,
Yeah.
that even Alias, who has this incredible swing force,
Right.
this potential to influence the hypersphere,
Yeah.
he's hesitant to use it.
He is.
He seems aware of the risks, the potential for chaos.
I think that's a really important point.
Okay.
Hypersphere isn't just celebrating weirdness and possibility.
Right.
It's also a cautionary tale.
Okay.
It suggests that true power doesn't come from controlling reality,
Uh-huh.
but from understanding and respecting it.
So what does all this mean for us,
Right.
the readers?
Yeah, are we just supposed to be impressed by the author's imagination?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think
Right.
Hypersphere challenges us
Okay.
to question how we see reality,
Okay.
to look for the hidden connections, the forces that shape our lives.
It's like we're being asked to become explorers.
Yes.
To venture into these uncharted territories.
Of our own mind.
Of our own minds and spirit.
Our spirits, yes.
To embrace the mystery.
Yes.
To question everything.
And to never stop searching for meaning.
Beautifully put.
Thank you.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm left with this thought.
Okay.
What if the hypersphere isn't just fiction?
What if it's real?
What if it's a reflection of our own reality?
Oh, wow.
What if the boundaries between what's real and what we imagine
Yeah.
are more fluid than we realize?
That's a great question.
What if we're all connected to this vast, multi-dimensional space?
In ways we don't even understand?
Yeah.
I like that.
Maybe the hypersphere is closer than we think.
Maybe.
Maybe it's in our dreams, our intuitions.
Yeah, those moments of synchronicity that we can't explain.
Yeah, maybe it's all around us.
Waiting to be discovered.
Waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us on this journey
It's been a pleasure.
through Chapter 10 of Hypersphere.
It's been wild.
It has been wild.
A lot to think about.
We hope this sparked your imagination, challenged your perceptions, and left you with a sense of wonder about the nature of reality.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy exploring.